We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
We have Michael. Michael, apparently his question got lost in the shuffle, so Michael, I apologize. I'm sure that is somehow my fault. I probably scrolled past.
I don't think so, but yeah.
I'm gonna take the blame for this one.
From time to time, we do miss a question. It is never intentional. We are not editing that out. And Michael checked on Facebook. He's like, "Hey, I sent you a question. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear an answer." I'm like, "Thank you for checking in, because this happens occasionally. So if you don't hear your question, we're not leaving you out intentionally. Send it all in."
You will get your question answered, and 99% of the questions are answered on the podcast, unless people ask us not to.
That's right.
We will answer you one way or the other, but most of the time it will be answered on the podcast. Anyways, Michael would like to mount his surround speakers on his side walls, but wants to do it without drilling or putting any holes in said walls. So do we have a suggestion? Well, you can't really mount something to a wall without, connecting it to the wall. So is it the wall that's the issue? Can you mount it to the ceiling? Is that not as big of a... I'm guessing that he's probably in an apartment, doesn't want to do it. Stands are really your friends, dude. When it comes down to this sort of thing.
It would be, yeah. Especially for speakers, because there are speaker stands, and you can get, especially like pro monitor stands that extend tall enough. Yeah.
And in fact, when Clint reviews projectors, what he does is he has a pro stand. The thing is terrifying. I'll be honest with you. It is absolutely terrifying to look at, because it's meant to take all this weight, but it bends as it does so. Or maybe it's supposed to be bent like that or something. But I look at it, I'm like, how is that not going to fall over? He goes, dude, take my word for it. I've been using this thing for 10 years. It's not going to fall over. I'm like, it totally looks like it's going to fall over. And it's like sitting right above his head, too, because his room's so small. Anyway, so, stands are really the way to go. They can be pricey. So you will run into that depending on how heavy your speakers are and that sort of thing. But your other option is really to mount something to either the ceiling or the wall or something. And even if that's like a shelf, I mean, something that you could leave behind and nobody would know that it was something for your speaker. If it's an apartment, they usually won't get mad. Every apartment I ever lived in, and some places are weird, like Australia was like this, where you couldn't really you couldn't put holes in walls. They just completely freaked out if you did. Some places are like that, but every apartment I've ever lived in, I have always mounted things to the wall, and then I just use a little. Because they're going to paint anyways after you leave.
That's right.
They send somebody in there to do it. So you just put buy a little thing of spackle, and they even make it these days where it squirts out through the little tube into like a little sponge, which you just wipe on the wall, and boom, bada bing, bada boom, Bob's your uncle, and you're done.
Yeah, I mean the other thing is, even if you're renting, almost everyone lets you put in like just a picture hanger.
Sure.
So there is such a thing. They call it a sway shelf, which more or less just hangs on picture hanger hooks, but there's a severe weight limit, all right?
Right.
Which means if you got really lightweight speakers, and I'm talking under 8 pounds, more preferably under 5 pounds, since you've got the weight of the shelf to consider as well. It does exist, but definitely not something you'd want to put like even a 10-pound speaker onto. So severe weight limit. There is, of course, like 3M's Command series adhesive.
I don't trust that.
But I would not trust again, like anything over 5 pounds. I wouldn't, and even then, I'm like, ugh.
No,
so
not a chance.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, if you can, if this is a renting situation, if you can get permission to put just say you want a picture shelf, right? Because that's the type of thing you could put in a room that could leave behind for the next renter, and it wouldn't be a problem. If you can get permission to do that.
There are, when you get like the picture hanger like kit things, because I buy those things every time I get a new house, because we have a bunch of art. It's not particularly great, but it is stuff we've collected over the years, and some of it's in these really big frames, and they've got stuff that they'll hold like 150 pounds. Yeah. It's got 3 little nails in it. You're like, there's no way this is going to hold 150 pounds. But I'm putting like 50-pound pictures on it.
It's all anchored into the wall and everything, yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. So you can figure this out. But get permission if it is a problem.
Yeah, speaker stands otherwise.
Speaker stands, your friend. Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.